please wait for it.
God damn it!
Welcome back to Krown's magical dirt cave.
You're fucking out! I'm fucking in. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It's a beautiful Monday over here from a actually overcast Helsinki, Finland. Starting to warm up, which I absolutely fucking hate, but we got plenty to talk about today as Bitcoin does put in the big old bounce of opportunities. Yes, peace and prosperity right now as Bitcoin does bounce up to our short-term target of $54,000 from this morning's video. And now, let me just make sure that everything's working over here. It is working over here. Nice. Okay, cool. With that said, what can we see over here in the Krown application, which we already haven't spoken about on this morning's video? We do see Bitcoin dominance coming down a little bit from this morning to right now, about 0.25%. So altcoins really leading this rally, which is actually being really sprung upon by Ethereum, in fact, as we identified from this morning's video. So Ethereum and most of the altcoins seem to be outpacing Bitcoin to the upside right now, but Bitcoin actually following through as well. And we're going to be talking about some continuation targets soon enough as well. But I imagine today and maybe even most of this week is going to be altcoin time. It's going to be altcoin continuations, perhaps. Other than that, do we see anything as far as the top 10 best coins, top 10 worst coins? That was different from this morning's video. Actually, we do, in fact. Harmony now up almost 37%. I believe during this morning's video, it's about 20 and some odd percent, and heading up another almost doubling that. That is just fucking impressive, man. On the other side, though, all of the stable coins are the big losers for the day, which means what? It means that it really is fucking altcoin season, because if the worst things are essentially, par for the course, not having any major difference, I mean, they're pretty much unchanged for what it's worth, then that is more indicative of altcoin health across the board. Now, I still don't really see open interest moving all that much here, but we do have about 100 million opened, 100 million added since this morning's video, and that is within the context of Bitcoin playing out a bit of a bounce, which I do imagine that Bitcoin does continue this bounce, and we'll talk about targets here in a second, although I fucking hate that word targets. But is there anything else that I want to reference before we get into it? Real trading week is beginning. You got traditional markets opening up. Go check out the liquidity zone. Anything else? I think that's it, man. I think that's it. Let's get into it right now, starting off with our short-term time frame charts right over here. And so we did identify from this morning's video that, or sorry, not from this morning's video, from yesterday's video, that Bitcoin on the 12-hour did have bullish divergence in play, of which we did confirm on yesterday night's closure, now leading up towards that targeted region from this morning's video to the 21 exponential average, in this case right around $54,000. And what do you fucking know, we fit $54,000. But wait, there's more. Just kidding. But seriously, actually there is more, as this is going to play into the 2-day very, very likely as well. Now, this is not a traditional hidden bullish divergence signal right here. This is what we've been referring to as phantom div, if you will, which is really only something that I've learned since since Caretaker came out with this RSI over here. And for what it's worth, actually I've seen a lot of these work out. The reason why we call it phantom div is because technically speaking, this does not actually work out as real divergence, hidden bullish divergence in this case, because we do actually have a downtrend on the 2-day. We took out the last 2-day low, which was coming in from 26th of March right here. And that implies that we quite literally can never have hidden bullish divergence in the context of that. But again, I have seen these signals work out within this context plenty of times, and so looking at this and playing it into the short and medium term time frame signals that we just referenced, I would be extending this run probably another few $1,000 to the upside, at the very least to the 21 on the 2-day here, which is another $1,500 above, or actually more like $2,000 above where we're at right now at about 53.5, all the way up to 55.5. But that is not really where I would be looking for. I still stick with what I've been saying over the last few days here. I do think Bitcoin is putting in a nice bounce right now, and I am still on lower high watch. You're going to see this market get incredibly exuberant and irrational very, 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 very soon, if not already, off of just a range bounce. Essentially, there is no continuation, no higher lows, no trend right now available, and so I think that this is really the time to be very much skeptical, or defensive is the way that I relate that term as a trader. As a trader, this is the time to be defensive, at least in my opinion. The reason being because Bitcoin did again put in the first downtrend move since really this ran began on the 2-day specifically. The 2-day has not had a downtrend since way the fuck back on over here. It's been a very long time. In fact, it has been, Jesus Christ, do we even have a downtrend over here? Technically speaking, did we have a downtrend over here? Hold on, we got a high, we got we got a low, we got a lower, and we got a lower high right there and lower low right there. So that is going all the way back to August of this year, really before Bitcoin actually broke out on the macro scale there, when Bitcoin was trading around about 11 to 10,000 bucks. So it's been a long time, and this is still a change of behavior as far as I'm concerned for this reason. But with that in mind, do I still look for short-term and medium-term upside? Yes, I do. Could I switch around to being bullish on Bitcoin, looking for, this is actually not even going to have a $69,000 target. If it does break out to the upside, it's going to have like an $80,000 target, I'd imagine. Yes, I could, but now Bitcoin has to prove itself, at least in the way that I look at things, not because, I'm the fucking end all be all as far as analysis goes. No, but as a trader, that's the way that I look at it. Right now is a time to be more subdued, more protective, and more safe, at least in the way that I've kind of learned how to do these things over time. So with that said, I am defensive as long as Bitcoin is below about $61,000, especially as long as it's below about $60,000. And if we go over here, I've been marking off this region for a while now. I believe it's on this chart right here, and I've just been putting in a bearish retracement on our fibs, which is taking a high of about 63,600 closing price to our lows. Yes, I am using a wick right here, to be fair. Or actually, no, I do use the wick to the upside here too. I am looking for, essentially a spike on this price action. In the 618, your golden pocket is right around where? Right around a little bit above $58,000. Not 0.5 is right around 56, just above $56,000, and the 786 is right around that $61,000 pivot. As long as we are below $61,000, I do not look at this as, as any threat of having a major upside move, resulting in like a trending move. But for right now, am I still bullish in the short and medium term timeframes? Yes, and I do think that Bitcoin has more upside here. But again, I have to be very clear and careful with the way that I talk about these, because we are, or at least the way that I look at things right now, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin in the short and medium term timeframes. High term timeframes, though, no, I'm not. I'm more or less neutral to looking for sideways and down. The reason why I say that again is because Bitcoin is in the process putting in what could be a confirmation of a downturn. We do have the lower low upon the 25th to 26th of March low. Now we're just looking for a lower high, or at least I'm looking for a lower high to get that next move down. Somewhere around about $45,000 would be the next targeted region if we do just mark off the last major low of this range. Again, coming in from about, this 27th of February low right here. And that's going to be more or less a range all the way down to the bottom side of this wick right here to about $44,000. So a nice $1,000 range within that region. And I would essentially be looking for that, especially if there's any sort of weakness around this region right here, any fucking weakness at all. And I will be looking for essentially a $10,000 plus move to the downside with potential to continue more. I really don't think that it'd be asking for too much to look at Bitcoin down around maybe just below $40,000, somewhere around $39,000. Again, that does play into the macro as we have been looking at this. And what the fuck did I just see over here? What is this nonsense? How dare this? Hey, what's up, Ollie Knight? Holy shit, man. Good to see you, brother. I see your name over there. Amago says, Krown, hey, man, appreciate that. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Just a nice positive message. Thank you, man. I'm blushing now. I'm blushing, sir. Anyways, yes. So I'm very, and perhaps you are as well. I'm very feeling strange about this market right now, because it seems like a lot of people are really chomping at the bit to be bullish, especially after about a 550% unabated move to the upside. Essentially, we went from about 10,000 to 65,000 bucks. Virtually one pullback within that, a 30% pullback right here. But again, that is very much consistent with Bitcoin's history, as we've gone over a million fucking times. I'm not going to measure them all out right now, but you can do this on your own. In fact, I would suggest that you do it on your own so you can see it in front of your very face and confirm it for yourself. But all of these pullbacks in the last market cycle from 2015 to 2017 did play within the range of about 30 to 40% to the downside. And we have seen that in the past before that as well, in these past market cycles over here, although this one, obviously the major reversal, so that doesn't really count, but over here and over here, yes. Anyways, more importantly, as we do focus on this, I just want to show that a small percentage move amounts to a large dollar amount in this market, because we are dealing with fucking massive numbers right now. And currently speaking, we do have, a pretty respectable pullback. Yes, 26.25%. Absolutely. That is, nothing small, nothing like not significant, of course. But again, if we do put it within the context of a 30 to 40% pullback, this is a major difference in actual price action. 30% or a little bit more than 30% would be down around that $44,000 to $45,000 region right here. If we were to pull this another 40% back, or not another 40%, but just to 40%, where does that put Bitcoin? Right around $39,000, which is the last, this major area right here coming out of our January highs. So I really, really like these areas long term, assuming that Bitcoin does put in anything resembling a lower high below $60,000. If that does happen, I will be looking for big bad moves to the downside and really wash out this market, because this market right now is incredibly frothy. It feels very aggressive. It feels very generous. It feels very it feels like a guilty pleasure in a lot of ways, in a lot of ways too. And it has been a guilty pleasure. I mean, Bitcoin again basically fucking 6x'd from 10,000 to 65,000 bucks. I mean, more than that. Doggy coin went from like 1 to 2 cents cents to 40 cents. That's ridiculous. Hey, that's fucking absurd. That's insane. Dogecoin literally is one of the, I think Dogecoin is actually one of the most legitimate altcoins because it literally tells you that this is useless. It is not used for anything. It is quite literally supposed to be a meme coin. And on top of that, they don't even fucking do development on it anymore as well. What happens on Dogecoin? Shoot it to the fucking moon, baby! Take it away and go off to fucking Mars. How about that? So my point is that we have a lot of new people within this market, and you could probably see these people, maybe not so much in this community, because while this community has certainly grown during these times, I do feel like this community still stays within the guise of a more concentrated, more concentrated type of person, right? It really takes a certain type of fucking autistic asshole to listen to another autistic asshole, which is me. And more importantly, it takes an extra autistic asshole in order to have a conversation and actually even like that other person. So thank you. I appreciate all my autistic assholes out there because we are one and the same, and we can all hold hands with each other and become one. Anyways, my point is that if you go around and check out a lot of other communities, especially one of my favorite guilty pleasures to do is go onto crypto Twitter and go on to like some of these massive accounts that have 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 followers, and then look at their posts, which are very interesting to say the least already. And then more importantly, go inside those posts and read the replies. Your mind's going to be fucking blown, because if you think that you might be new to this market, which a lot of people here are, I do know that, but the strong majority of this channel has been here for a long time, more than a year now. And you can probably pick out a lot of nonsense going on there. But more importantly, it's very enlightening to see what the majority of this market is actually thinking, and the sort of like the generational feel of it right now for this current rally. And people feel like this has already been a bear market. Is this a fucking bear market? No. I saw one account saying that a bear market is when you have 365 days of down price action. That's not a fucking bear market, by the way. Hey, do you want the definition for a bear market? Look, here's your definition for a bear market. You want to see a downtrend on a higher term time frame. Higher term time frame obviously going to be relevant to the assets aliveness, or the assets like length of life, if you want to call it that. Bitcoin being around for about 11 years now, this would be a weekly. For stocks that have been around for 15 to 20 years, that would be a monthly. If you go above that, maybe a quarterly. If you have less than 10 years, maybe like a 2-day, 3-day is going to be a macro time frame, which sounds kind of pathetic, but hey, you got to work with what you have in mind. Anyways, do we have a weekly downtrend here at all? No. Are we even close to creating a weekly downtrend at all? No, actually not. Where's your last local low on the weekly? All the way over here at $32,000, basically $30,000, right? So until Bitcoin comes back down below $30,000, we have no even downtrend to be spoken about on Bitcoin to begin with. There's no fucking bear market, and realistically, Bitcoin in a bear market can play to the tune of like 70 to 80% to the downside, as we have seen several times in the past. Over here in 2018, over here in 2014, of course, too, another 86% down. Over here in 2013, barely registers, but still 73.5% down, and over here, well, this one's just a straight dump, right? But you get my point. My point is that, a 26, 27% move to the downside is certainly not akin to a 75% move to the downside. And do I think that Bitcoin's had a macro top here? Absolutely not. But guess what? If people are freaking out about a move that is more or less within a high-term time frame range right now, on the whole, what do you think is going to happen if Bitcoin were to really dip down even a little bit more than what it is right now, especially after putting in one of these nice bounces off that, $48,000 level that we spoke about yesterday? Well, people are going to get incredibly, incredibly, incredibly greedy once again, as you probably can guess. And then what happens after that? Well, fucking dump it in their face. Now, I'm saying all of this, and I probably am coming off as like a complete asshole, which is not my intention. Of course, there always has to be a condition on the other side for where I would know that bias is wrong. But again, as a trader, this is what I've found has kept me safe over the long period of time, is to be more protective in these situations. So if Bitcoin, again, does take out $61,000 or even $60,000 to the upside, yes, I'm going to be bullish again. And the target's not even going to be $69,000. The target's going to be a melt target. It's going to be like $80,000 probably. Something like that if I just had to guess right now, based off this current range between about $65,000 to the upside versus 45 to the downside. Yeah, I'd probably be looking at somewhere between $80,000 and $90,000 if I had to guess right now, if Bitcoin were to continue from this point. Do I think that's what's happening? No. Do you think that would actually even be a good thing to happen to begin with? Actually, also no. At least in theory. Now, I don't know how much I actually trust this this next piece that I'm going to give you, but it is a general market knowledge in general theory, and it goes something like this. Basically, the longer that you spend in your consolidation phases equates to a longer and also higher resulting price, as those those accumulators in that more long form consolidation are going to be, technically speaking, or theoretically speaking, I should say, better hodlers, more formidable hodlers. And in this case right now, barely anyone's been fucking tested here, man. Again, the only people who've been tested are incredibly over aggressive traders and people who are over leveraged, using 10x leverage plus, which, by the way, anything over 5x leverage, in my opinion, is a lot. 10x leverage is fucking suicide. And again, we haven't even put in a downtrend on, on like a really high term time frame, except for, a daily, 2-day, and I guess 3-day now. So it is starting to, creep up, I suppose. But my point is that this can really have, this can really take its time, and that would not be a bad thing. Again, I do think Bitcoin does have some more upside here, and especially if the 2-day does confirm this hidden bullish divergence, which it will by the end of closure on tonight. Yes, tonight actually. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. If we close anywhere here or higher, and I imagine this condition will be met. Actually, if we close anywhere above 52,500 is kind of last 2-day high. No, even 52,150 actually. Anywhere above this last 2-day total high right here. Yes, that hidden bullish divergence will confirm, and it is phantom disk, so I probably wouldn't put too much weight on it, but I would be looking for another few $1,000 move to the upside, to be fair. Anyway, so if we go down to the lower term timeframes right here. Is there anything suggesting that we are getting a little bit tired right now? We do potentially have a little bit of short-term hidden bearish divergence, I imagine, on the other side. Let's see if this works out on the hourly. No, because we do have an uptrend on the hourly, so no, that will not work. Or actually, sorry, no, we do. Well, no. Yes, we do have an uptrend on the hour. Let's go to the 4-hour. See what this one's showing right here. Okay, we got a higher low, but there's your last breakdown point right there. So yeah, technically speaking, we could actually have a little bit of a pullback short term. So it's kind of the same thing as this morning's video. I think Bitcoin could easily have a short term, a very, very short term time frame pullback. That's not my strong opinion though. My strong opinion is on further upside continuation, assuming that Bitcoin closes anywhere above 52,200 today. If it does that by 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight, I would be looking for the next couple days for Bitcoin to travel up somewhere around 57,000 $1,000, give or take a few bucks. And again, that is where I would be very, 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 very cognizant of Bitcoin potentially putting in a lower high, because that's going to drive my next targets to the downside to $45,000 and potentially lower over time too. So with all of that in mind, I should call out that the 4-hour jewel did give a nice signal right here. That was late yesterday for myself over here in the Eastern European time zone. And the 2-hour jewel actually got a really good signal right here, which was actually later than that, funnily enough, getting the drive right after this closure right here. So on this on this open right here, it actually did fire off the signal at about $49,000. Now, you're not always going to get a result this good with the fucking 2-hour signal, to be fair. But in this case, pretty damn nice on that BART-ish move, if you want to call it that, which if you don't know the term BART, you haven't been in this market for very long, which is kind of funny. And I'm not saying that to shit on anyone, of course. You're going to learn these things that are more or less specific to Bitcoin. And actually in some ways, Forex too, you see it on some of the more exotic pairs where you get this really fucking ugly price action and then it just pumps the other way. It used to be really, 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 really popular and common in 2018 and 2019. Actually, we haven't really seen it too much in the last year and a half, but this is the first time that we've actually seen it in a while, and there you go, there's a result. So for right now, short-term timeframes, again, I don't have a strong opinion on. A little bit of a short-term pullback is certainly not out of the question. Overall though, medium-term timeframe continuation, assuming that the 2-day does close above that pivot, is very likely implied here. Looking at the 12-hour, I still do think, no, we did hit the first target at the 21. Second target will be at the 55 right here, and that is $56,000 as well. This is coming alongside of 12-hour TSI also having a fresh turn up, and we let's go to our second chart over here. Let's go to the 12-hour over here. So we got it going on over here. Yeah, 12-hour SMI. And by the way, I'm actually going to put back on the SMI right here. I realized I was actually using this not properly before, and that's my fault, of course. That's my fault. I essentially assumed that it was supposed to be used in the same way that I look at a histogram and also Stokes in essence. And that's actually not the way that it's supposed to be used. It's actually supposed to be a little bit more akin to a TSI, but obviously not the same thing as that. That's not complete to say either. But more importantly, with this, we do see this is curling around, and more more importantly, loosening up on the actual momentum to the downside there. Same thing on, of course, the 12-hour DMI minus, which is completely getting negated by the ADX right now, not strengthening, and even has a negative slope. So this signal is getting essentially killed right now, and we do see that the 12-hour MACD is also crossing up at the same time too. So I am essentially looking for this again, yes, to continue up a little bit more here. Let's see what the daily says as well. Same thing basically. Daily DMI minus is fading its signal. Daily histogram also fading its momentum to the downside as well. And that's pretty much it actually. So fair enough. And I'm curious if the 2-day or 3-day has anything of particular interest. Actually, 2-day never even really fired off a DMI minus signal. Yes, the ADX was strengthening just for one bar there, but not much. And that is the danger with trading a counter trend. And the 3-day never even got off a signal at all. So that is rather interesting. Now let's go down to the very low term time frame to see what they're shooting right now. We do see 4 hours actually trending above the top side Trolley band. So technically speaking, from a 4-hour dildo time frame perspective, actually should be looking for upside continuation here. As long as that condition is met. Same shit as what we've been looking at the monthly, but the monthly obviously going to take major priority in the next few days as the monthly does draw to a close. But too early to kind of analyze it right now, in my opinion, just because, a lot can change in a few days, as Friday is the last trading day of the month. Anyways, DMI minus ADX DMI is just faded the whole DMI minus signal right there. ADX kind of told you the story. Now the DMI plus is setting up for a signal, it looks like, with the ADX kind of in a posture for another drive. And anytime that we do see the ADX kind of come down to this level right here, we do essentially see a move kind of spun upon that. You can see this move right here, small, but there. Same thing over here, same thing over here, same thing over here, same thing over here, same thing over here. This one actually a bigger one, and then perhaps this, this one very likely sets up for a signal as well, with the DMI plus starting to trend to the upside around the threshold. So again, I do still think that Bitcoin generally has some medium term upside here. Short term, if it wants to play out a short term pullback, I don't really have strong opinions on that. Short-term pullback targets would be like 52.5, if you will. And I essentially remain more or less bullish on Bitcoin. Again, as long as Bitcoin's above 51, or sorry, what is this area right here? Let's call it 51.5. Let's call it 51.5. Can probably even use an hourly on this one too, although I think a 2-hour would just be a little bit better in this case. But I would feel very, very confident in saying this. I would actually become immediately very bearish on this asset if Bitcoin came back down and closed a 2-hour, maybe even an hourly if you want to be super aggressive, although I probably wouldn't take the trade myself, below 51.5. If Bitcoin were to do that, I would be looking for Bitcoin to come all the way back down, graze upon this blue box territory right here, very likely put another bounce, and then set it up for continuation. Now, do I think that's what's happening? No, but as always, there needs to be some sort of a condition on the other side in order to know when the main sort of bias is going to be wrong. In this case, that would be it for me. Oh, by the way, this is actually the same trend line coming in from our last descending triangle, funnily enough, rejecting current price action. I wouldn't say this is a rejection. We literally just have one fucking, we're currently on the same dildo that is testing that region. And I don't really like diagonal trend lines to begin with, but for what it's worth, I know, providing a little bit of short-term pushback alongside all these major moving averages right here. But I imagine that only really accounts to some short-term drama, if you will, on price action, which again, I don't feel too, compelled by, I don't feel too confident on, and I want to be very open and honest about that. So I'll give the ranges and sort of the biases on those ranges, but I do think that the medium and higher term timeframes are taking over right now, essentially. And really tonight's 2-day closure is what I really be running a lot of this off of. Anyways, Trump Thug Life says, so are we still long-term bullish? Sir, god damn it. I love these sorts of questions. Define, okay, well, at least you actually gave kind of a somewhat of a look on that, like long-term bullish. First off, who the fuck is we? Because everyone here has different opinions, for one. I'm not thinking for everyone. I'm just sharing my opinion. And most people here who are, normal, well-adjusted adults, they probably have their own opinions as well. In fact, I'm sure of that. And that's good. We want, obviously, everyone to have well-formed opinions. But my point is that what does that mean to you? Do I think that Bitcoin's still macro bullish? Yes, I do. There's no reason for me to believe that the macro top is in. I do not believe that the macro top is in. I don't think that Bitcoin's going below like $32,000 for what it's worth on this, on this cycle on this cycle, I guess. I think that Bitcoin's playing out, a greater pullback after a little bit of a medium-term continuation, and then probably does continue on to new all-time highs. I still think that Bitcoin, could very easily, I shouldn't say very easily, but I think that Bitcoin could reasonably hit maybe even 6 digits this year. But I do think it's very interesting to see how It's very interesting to see the responses within this market on this current price action, especially after all of the Bitcoin to 250,000 bucks, nothing fucking less before end of year. I think that's a little bit, that's not trading. That's not what a trader says. That's not how a trader thinks. That's what like a fucking moon boy says, because they need to be able to, I guess their main thing is they just want to fucking hodl until the day that they die, and they need to make like 250,000 bucks before end of year, because that makes rent out. Who the fuck knows? And that's the way that they think. That's not what we think over here. At least that's not the way that we essentially act over here, because most people here, I imagine, are coming at this from the perspective of a trader, which is the way that I come at it as well. Of course, investors are welcomed here too, but just understand, the perspective that we're all kind of coming at this one for today for the Bitcoin price. What's up, Philson? Good to see you, brother. 250,000, period. That's right, man. And you know what? Bretsky will even give you a refund if Bitcoin does not hit $250,000 this year, in fact. So just contact him in the YouTube comments, and there we go. What's up, MF Pump? Acting a fool. What's up, brother? There he is. Yosek, how you doing, brother? Bull up, bear down, snake sideways. Yeah, my fucking man. Lee, there he is, my fucking man. Yes, Mr. Spliv, he's back in the house. I speak on behalf of everyone, and we are not bullish. Hashtag gay for TA. I'm hashtag gay as fuck for TA right now. Anyways, okay, cool. Hey, what the fuck else is here? This is some bullshit. Get her banned again. Oh, I see Tokyo Channel 2. This is great. This is really, really nice. All right, cool. All right, so let's see. Oh, Jesus Christ, she's got... And there he is, Sacred. Sacred says, ban all investors. All right, all the investors are banned. You're not allowed to invest anymore. Sorry. Those capital gains tax are too much for you. Okay, Quinsman says, hey, Krown, I don't have a position, but I find Cardano, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin hard to read. Could you have a look at some of the smart contract coins on the daily charts? Okay. Yeah, we can check them out really, really quick here. Let's see, and you want to look at the Bitcoin pairing specifically. Okay. All right. Cardano, Bitcoin here. This one still looks good. Oh, this is good. This is good. Again, this one never put in a downtrend. It's been holding the higher low structure pretty much the whole way through, actually. It's actually never been even in danger of putting in, this one's been actually acting incredibly well. No, I'd be rather bullish on this one. It's going through a clear and obvious reaccumulation phase right here. You got your higher lows running upon this trend line right here, also the green 55 on the daily, and you got your highs being governed by the 2400 region right here. As soon as this thing breaks out above this region on a daily closure, I'd be targeting probably around the prior all-time high and probably beyond. Long term, where the areas of interest, I mean, obviously, your last weekly closing high is going to be a big one at about 2,900 Satoshis, and then above there, it's kind of like free skies all the way until about 39 almost. So it looks pretty damn good. I do like it. I do favor it. And what's up, Dead Air? Welcome to the cave, sir. You are now a cave dweller. You have become one of us. And Nimbo's here too, my fucking man. Hot tip from a man in a bar who only had one missing finger. Krown, can you please have a look at MX1 ASX stock? Oh, what could this be? What the fuck? Nimbo always has like these tickers from out of left field. What the hell is this, man? Yeah, and Nimbo always has these people who I suspect have insider information because they look like absolute shitcoin of charts, and then they just pump out of nowhere. Yeah, remember you asking me about this one probably like way back here, and I probably hated it, and but fair enough, that one's bullish as fuck. As far as the daily goes, I do think that is trying to put in a base somewhere around the 200 exponential average. But here's the thing, Nimbo. I don't like these things that just kind of pump out of nowhere and fail to even really reverse the trend. We don't even have a higher low here. We do have a higher high in place, to be fair. But I'm always skeptical of these things. However, I would give it the benefit of the doubt because, well, fair enough. I mean, this one has had a phenomenal run. And I would say, look, you can probably be bullish on this thing as long as it's above about, what is this, 28.5 cents. But goddamn, man, I'm hesitant to be bearish on this thing just because I've learned from the past, Nimbo, that anytime you call out one of these, like, my friend told me about XYZ shitcoin on ASX markets, it typically just pumps out of nowhere. So I suspect some insider information going on right now. How dare you, SEC? Get him! Just kidding, because he's Australian, so they don't have the SEC. Josh says, what the fuck? Ethereum gonna bring me back from my trading break? You know what? Ethereum is looking very, very good right now. I would agree. I do think that Ethereum is actually leading the party right now. Obviously, put in another higher low, taking out the last little lower high right here. That is continuation signal. And while it did have a little bit of a sell from its last closing high right here, I think that that's just short and temporary. I think that this one's actually ready. The weekly tells a story on this one. This one's really fucking powerful, looking really fucking good. And I would be favoring some more upside continuation. Still looking at about 2,800 or 2,850 as a target. Daily is going to print some hidden bullish divergence with any sort of a closure here or higher. Daily RSI looking really fucking good. Just getting the bullish control zone for the first time after a bit of an accumulation. That's strong, man. And that's going to be even more compelling on the weekly, which is once again getting above the exponential on this. I like this a lot. I think that this one has another momentous drive here. 2850 is going to be a target. And then probably, where's my next target on this one? I know that I have something somewhere here. Let's see. Where are you? Okay, we got 3,300 as an area of interest, and then I'd say 3,300 as an area of interest. That's typically a big one as well. All right, cool. Yeah. Josh is like, I'm gonna come back from my trading break because I made too much fucking money and now I want to make more. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. That is a fine life's purpose, and I support you, sir. Anyways, moving on to Abbott Dynamic. He says, "How's it going, Krown? What's up, man? I feel like I could have got a better night of sleep last night, man. Voice is already shaky, but I figure this stream will be a little bit on the shorter side, so it's all good." Dixie on the daily, sorry, sure, man. Let's check it out. So Dixie, where are you? Where are you on my damn charts once again? There you are, found you. Okay, 91. Okay, nice. So we did head down to that 90. Did we hit 90 and a half? Very close. Very fucking close. Do I think that this one's trying to put in a low right here or a little bit lower? It's in the bottoming area right now, anywhere between about 90 and a half to 90 and a quarter, which just mark off right now because I remember this one from about a week ago. Yeah, right around here is what I'd be looking towards. And it looks like we just maybe missed 90 and a half. Yeah, right there. This is kind of my bottoming area on this. I'm actually still not really bearish on Dixie for what it's worth. Now, of course, yes, we do have a weekly lower high once again. So technically speaking, you are still in trending motion, but I would give it a chance to actually have a full informal bounce off of this like low $90 number, somewhere between about 90 and a quarter to 90 and a half for right now. So I actually do think that it probably has another short leg down here, but I do think I would give it a chance to bounce. I'm very hesitant to get very, 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 very bearish on this one until it really breaks below about $90 on a weekly closing basis. To be fair though, here's what I would say, Abbott Dynamic. If you see a monthly closure here, if you even see a monthly closure like below, especially 91 and a half, we'll call it, I'm going to be bearish on this. And yes, it's probably going to come all the way back down below 90 and probably set up for another drive to the downside, or at least fish some wicks below $90. But for right now, I'd give it a chance at least until the end of the month and then come back to it after that. But there are some pretty nasty things going on right here. We got a 25 and 55 bearish cross plus price action essentially responding to that, more importantly, which is really not what you want to see. So yes, we do have another 4 days left in the trading month, but right now it's not looking good. Now, if we do actually close above, again, about especially $92, that'd be okay. But 91 and a half is kind of like my neutral zone. So if it closed below there, I will be bearish on this one, looking for probably the lows to at the very least be retested, probably even trend to the downside on top of that. It's going to look pretty fucking nasty if that happens, but a lot can happen in 4 days. And we did see this thing kind of have a massive travel over even just the last week and a half to 2 weeks. So I do think it's a little bit too early to kind of judge it right now, but we'll come back to that one probably Thursday. And by that point, we should have a lot of clarity on the situation and can judge the more macro situation there. Alrighty, cool. What else do we got, baby? What else do we have here? We got Yasik. Water break, please. Oh, thank God, Yasik. Yasik understands me. And thank the fucking Lord for this right now. I've refilled right before I started this stream. And here we go, baby. Oh, man. There it is. High quality H2O. Finnish water is the best water in the world, and I've actually tested at least 5 countries' waters. So I know I'm a professional. Anyways, Tokyo Channel says, "Hey, Krown, did you get sushi last week?" No, but I'm going to get it tomorrow, actually. I've decided I'm going to try it out because the gym is opening again this week, so I can go lift and actually use the carb source from the sushis, and then it's going to be absolutely amazing because I haven't had sushi in like a fucking year now, I think. Is Elsa going to come? Nope, she's not invited, so fuck off. Anyways, Tokyo says Mona USD on daily, weekly. All right, let's see. Mona USD right here. Daily, it only trades on Bittrex. That's strange. I wouldn't have guessed that. Okay, so it looks like we actually did break back down below that breakout area that we identified right here. Here's the thing though, Tokyo. I'm actually a lot more in line with giving a break to this one, or at least giving it the benefit of the doubt right now. The reason why I say that, Tokyo, is because the daily still has an uptrend right here. I actually don't hate this as far as what it's worth right now. We do even potentially have some hidden bullish divergence going to go on if this does confirm a local low. Now, Do I think that this confirms a local low here? Based off daily RSI bouncing off of the bearish control zone, I think that that's very, 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 very likely. Technically speaking, though, not confirmed. How would we confirm it? I mean, basically a close above about $2.50 or $2.45 would do it. But I would give this one the benefit of the doubt, mostly because the market is strong right now. Yes, this one is on the weaker side. Yes, this one didn't really follow everything else when everything else was pumping, so it is relatively weak. But I do think that it will ultimately follow through because this market does seem to be very, very generous right now. Now, of course, that always comes with a stipulation on the other side. In this case, what would my stipulation on the other side be where I'd actually get bearish on this one? Basically, a lower low close than yesterday close, actually, which is 214-ish region. But I actually still favor this one, man, and I give it the benefit of the doubt. How's the monthly look? The monthly's not looking too hot right now, but again, 4 days left to trade, so I would give it the benefit of the doubt because from a momentum offset perspective, this still looks really fucking good to me. Monthly RSI tells the story right here. Hidden bullish divergence still playing out. I mean, this is strong. This is a strong read. On top of that, we got monthly TSI just passing above the bullish buy zone, while also opening up as well, obviously. So I do think that's going to pull through. I just think it's kind of relatively weak compared to the rest of the market, so it's probably not going to be like one of the biggest gainers of all time, but decent enough for right now at the very least. At least give it the benefit of the doubt for right now is what I'm saying. Okay, Super Googly Lee says, how's it going, Krown? What's up, man? Hope you had a great weekend. It was pretty nice, man. I played some Chivalry 2 beta because I'm a fucking nerd, and then I got Mordhau, and I became an ultra nerd, and now I just run around screaming all day, and Elsa laughs because she thinks it's funny. Anyways, hope you had... can you take a look at Mimi BTC? Is this a thing? Let's see. It is a thing. Mimetic Bitcoin on Trex. Again, only Trex. Very interesting. Looks like another dead 2017 shitcoin. Do we give it the benefit of the doubt, though, even in this market condition? Yeah, it's kind of popping above the range right here, to be fair, on the daily. Technically speaking, the daily does a reversal. It's an ugly altcoin, yes, but, in this market right now, this is the time to be looking at ugly altcoins because a lot of the time, or because they are getting their day in the sun after getting beaten up to an absolute fucking bloody pulp for the last 3 years, it looks like, after being down about, oh my God, it's down 100%. No, it's down 99.62% right there. Fucking nasty, man. Actually, even a little bit more than that. So this one literally... This one actually got to the point where it almost couldn't go lower. There used to be a fucking meme within this market where people would go like, bro, I've been studying the RSI for like 2 months and you know what I found? There's this thing called oversold. And when things get oversold, it's gotta go up. This thing can't go fucking lower, bro. We're going to the moon. This thing actually got pretty fucking close to that point, to be fair. A low price of what? How deep do we get down here? Looks like 19 Satoshis. So it literally lived at one point all the way up to 18,000 Satoshis, all the way down to 19 Satoshis. That almost quite literally could not go lower, bro. Holy fuck. You literally found the worst chart of the goddamn day. And guess what? Now the shitcoin police are after you. And now you done did it. CLK King says, Krown, hey man, my pleasure, man, my pleasure. Please be kind to my shillcoin. Okay. All right. That's a good way to start off a conversation. Could you take a look at meter.io? It's similar to Matic. Okay. I know Matic is one of the beloved darlings of this market right now. It's ETMRG. Okay. So this thing, what the fuck is this? What the fuck actually is this? It's actually not too bad. Well, it's also not too great. Look, man, I fucking hate these charts because I don't think that technical analysis is going to work on something like this that is this young and is trade sloppy as hell. Probably doesn't even trade all that much, although it's actually not as bad as some of the other shitcoins, although this is quite suspect over here. Actually, if I'm looking at this, we do have hidden bearish divergence on this potential lower high right here. If that happens, I'd be looking for a short-term move down to like 185 butyrolls, but you're looking at a daily, you say specifically. Again, man, I'm more inclined to make excuses for altcoins right now because this is the time, in my opinion, to be more lenient towards altcoins if there ever is a time. I really like to see a daily closure above this little last high right here at about 0.226 in order for me to get, looking for like an actual respectable upside move. And when I say upside or respectable upside move, I mean back up to this, this little breakdown point right here, somewhere around like 0.336 region. But for right now, man, You know, you know my opinion on something like this, man. I'm not gonna love a chart like this ever, really. I mean, you technically got a death cross on a 4 hour. How much do I trust a 4 hour on a chart like this that barely even has a 200 exponential average? I don't. I don't, man. So to put it bluntly, man, I feel like I should tell you, I don't feel confident on this one. I don't feel compelled by this one. If I had to, you know, analyze it, I'd tell you what I just told you right there. But again, I don't feel confident on this one at all. Satan Slayer says, hello, sir. Hello, good sir. We are like the most polite community. It's really nice. Can you look at Tezos? Okay, Tezos. Yeah, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. I believe it's symbol XTZ. XTZ. Okay, you want to look at, I'm guessing versus US dollar. We'll go to Kraken for this one, 4 hour and daily. All right, 4 hours looking very similar to Bitcoin, putting in a nice move right there. Daily, I imagine same shit as well. Daily does have a higher low though, so daily is in a long-term uptrend. In fact, a very good chart here for the history that we do have, and a decent amount of history here going all the way back to December 2018. You know what? Tezos is actually a lot more reminiscent of something like Link, albeit maybe not as strong as Link, but this one's pretty damn good. I like it. I imagine we probably have hidden bullish divergence here. Oh, guess what? We have hidden bullish divergence here. 3 drives. Nice. I'd be looking for a medium-term target of about 575. You know, do I think that it continues on with the rest of the market here? Very likely, yes. Again, I'm more inclined to be leaning on altcoins right now. All right, moving on, we got AM says, hi, sir. Hello, sir. Would you be able to take a look at BNB on the 4 hour and daily? Yeah, I got you. BNB, USD. Okay, 4 hour and daily. All right, so weekly is actually looking really good, but you asked about a daily and a 4 hour. Daily is looking pretty damn good too, similar to Ethereum. Put in another higher low, hidden bullish divergence in order as well. I'd have a medium-term target right around 580-ish region, and you know, is this typically the signal that you look for before further continuation to the all-time highs? Yes, and in this case, we have a clear and obvious trading range. This is reaccumulation right here. So you can kind of generate some targets from this. It's going to be between about 600 and 480. So it's going to be like 720 target, if I had to guess. It's probably going to be like the 1 spot 414. Let's see what this one equates to. No, actually, it's a 2 spot right there. Not bad. And on this one over here, it's actually the 4 spot. Very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. But anywhere around like 680 to 720-ish region is kind of where I'd be looking for on the next trending move. It looks good. It looks good. A crazy chart as well. Fucking crazy as shit. Chimera says, hello, sir, mate. Your voice better? A little bit better, I guess. I drank a lot of tea this morning, so hopefully that helps a little bit. Otherwise, I just feel like a bitch. Link BTC, please, 4 hour and daily. Accumulation or my eyes blurry. All right, let's check it out. Link, usually one of the better actors in this market. Where is my Linky? Anytime I hear fucking Link, I think of Solverine, because the guy fucking loves Link for good reason. I mean, he's been one of the better actors. Okay, so you're asking, is this accumulation right now? I would say at first glance, no. It's neither accumulation nor distribution. If anything, this looks like a bit of a lower high right here, but how do we treat this from a TA perspective or from a trading perspective? Look, I don't have a strong opinion on this right now, just because it is a little bit floaty, and maybe we go to the weekly and see some over here. Okay, weekly has a pretty obvious trade. Weekly has a pretty obvious trade here. You see last week's Darth Maul Doji-ish type dildo. If we take out either side of the high side or the low side, I'd be looking for a nice move in that direction, meaning that if we take out the low side, I'd look for a move very, very likely to the last prior low. In this case, that would be all the way down about like 47,000 Satoshi. By the same token, taking out last week's high, I'd be looking for a trending move very likely all the way up here towards about 88,000 Satoshis, probably even just nails 100,000 after that. Looking at the daily right now, I can mediate that, and would I err on the side of bullishness or bearishness here? I mean, this one actually does look like it wants to go down a little bit more than up to me, but that's just my blind eye. I would actually put a stipulation on that. This is my base scenario right here for the daily. That would be 62,400,000 Satoshis. As long as you're above there, yeah, you can make an excuse for it, be a little bit more bullish. Second that you take out that low, I'd be looking for another move back down towards the bottom side of this area right here. That's obviously going to tick off the weekly that we just spoke about a second ago, and that's going to initiate targets even lower than that. But for right now, I guess you give it the benefit of the doubt. You know, we do see weekly RSI is actually looking somewhat healthy here. Weekly Jewel is not a signal, but it is in a more bullish posturing than bearish posturing, so that would be another good point for the weekly. Weekly TSI also crossing up, so more bullish things than bearish, yes, but needs to stay above that area for me to be more lenient towards it in the short term, that is. All right, let's see what else we got here. ST Huddle says, can we look at XTC USD on the daily? I think we just did it on the daily, or maybe it was a 4 hour. Let's see. I guess this comment was posted after the other one, but yeah, again, same thing here. Hidden bullish evidence. Yeah, I'd be looking for a medium term move to like 570 plus. Probably does continue from there, to be fair. I mean, this is a pretty well established low for right now. Assuming that we close anywhere above the 55 today, which is $5 even, yeah, I'd extend it to about 575. Looks decent in the short and medium term. Rascal 77 says, this $5 is for Elsa. What the fuck? What the fuck does she get that for? She's lazy as hell. Hi Elsa, could you check out VET USD 4 hour? All right. He wants the spoons and forks. Motherfucker. All right. Do you want Elsa to analyze vet chain? All right. Do you want to do? You got to do some analysis. You better fucking work for this money, bitch. Get over here. Get the fuck over here. Look what you've done now. She says it goes up, and you should put all the money on it. And sell your wife and kids if you have them. If you do not, sell them in the future. Take a futures contract out on your wife and kids and fucking sell them right now. And if you don't have them, sell your neighbor. Jesus, I don't think that you can. That's called slavery, sir. All right, Brizzy B, what's up, man? INPX, time for reversal. All right, let's check it out. ANBX in Pixion on hey Nasdaq, we got our first real stock of the day. Hey, it's a real stock. Bullish divergence off the load. Nice. Is it ready? Oh, motherfucker, not this bullshit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, it actually is looking like a little bit of a short-term reversal there, but well, the good news is that there's no good news. There is wow, the good news is you found the shittiest chart of the day, and that's in a competition with the chart that actually went down 99.89%. And there he goes. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Oh my God. That is something terribly wrong is going on here. I'm sure of it. All right. Mark Twain says XRP USD 4 on daily. Thank you, sir. All right. XRP. Actually, I already have it charted out somewhere on this dastardly platform. XRP, again, higher or low, hidden bullish divergence, looking good. I'd extend targets up to about 142.5, maybe a little bit more over time. But I need to see this signal confirmed first. How do we confirm the signal? Any sort of a closure above the 21 today, which is 118.5. And yes, I would extend those targets up to about 145 and 145, and potentially more over time. I mean, this, I don't think. Weekly doesn't look too hot. Bearish divergence right there, but at least short-term, medium-term upside. He also said 4 hour too. Well, we can go look at the 4 hour really quick. Yeah, 4 looks okay here. Yeah, I think it's got a little bit of short-term continuation, but I'd be a little bit defensive on the upside there after that region. Abbott Dynamics says, thanks a lot, sir. I've been back testing the RSI cross in the MA a bit. Would you treat the cross up at the same as a cross down on the 6 to 12? Okay, hold on. Would you treat the cross up the same as the cross down on the 6 12-hour daily time frame? Seems to work well. What exactly do you mean by that? So, okay, here's the way that I'm interpreting your question, and then you tell me if this is right or wrong. Are you asking if the 6, 12, and daily, would I treat them the same on the cross up as the same as a cross down? Well, if it's quite literally just that simple as across the upside, and I look at that as generally good thing, yes. Especially when I see that exponential start to trend above and essentially reject the bearish control zone right there. You got to think of the exponential on the RSI as essentially like a smooth RSI in a way. It's like, it's just pulling an average of it. That's all, with a bigger weight on the more immediate price action. And so with that in mind, with this sort of, kind of curling around this region right here, I look at that as a generally good thing with a positive slope. It's kind of showing you that the short-term trend is to the upside, I suppose. But comparing that with the 6, 12, and daily. So 6 hours got it, 12 hours got it, and daily is not quite there just yet, but moving in that direction. Oh, sorry, this is XRP. My apologies. Let's go over here. Okay, so daily's about to get above it. Yep. 12 hour is already above it. Yep. 6 hour is also above it. Nice. Yeah, and again, that kind of plays into my idea that Bitcoin does have some medium-term continuation of the upside here. Yes, and I do agree, especially, and if I can give you one hot tip with that Abbott dynamic, if you're going to use that strategy in that very, very basic way, which as you identified, can work, I would really strongly suggest only taking the signals that are on the same side as preferably the macro trend, but at least like 2x that time frame's trend. If you can identify those are typically going to be a higher hit rate in comparison to the ones that are contra trend. All right. Dead Air says, all my love too, sir. And also, can you look at there's more. KQSD on Binance. Okay, 4 hour. All right, so this is another DeFi derp. Okay, we got some DeFi derps over here on Binance. Okay, 4 specifically. This thing is a hot motherfucker. Will it dip? Will it moon? Do you like pastries? I actually do like pastries, but my body does not like them. My toilet also does not like them as well for that reason. Anyways, looking at 4 hour right here, I'd agree with you. I mean, it is generally strong. The DeFi sector is no secret one of the hottest sectors in cryptocurrency land right now. I knew you asked about a 4 hour, but I will put this on the daily because I do think that the daily is taking over here. Daily RSI back in the bullish control zone, exponentials in the bullish control zone as well. I really like that setup. Yes, there's not a whole hell of a lot of information right here, but does this one have another drive to the upside? I do think so, yes. And we can come up with some stipulations on the downside too. Obviously, your last little breakout point right here at about 30.5 would be that area. I'm happy to be biased to the upside as long as that condition is met. If you go to a 12 hour looks like a fresh breakout. 12 hour RSI telling the story, saying very likely another continuation drive to the upside. We can make a little bit of a range based off this, but I don't trust it a whole hell of a lot. But let's just see if we're brushing up against any of these areas. And some areas of interest to the upside is going to be about $38 and then $41. So I do think that it probably guns for one of those areas first, and then we see maybe a reversal. But for now, the short-term, medium-term upside still implied. Hey, what's up, Sarah Bisto? By the way, Sarah Bisto, congratulations on your new car, man. That's fucking sick. That's really, really cool, man. Happy Monday, new week, new opportunities, my fucking man. Just a nice message. Awesome, brother. Awesome. Goddamn. Super red 247 says, can you look at cake on the daily? We are looking at it right now, sir. Yeah, it looks okay. I do think that it's got some more upside there. Let's see. Hey, what's up, BG? Been a while, man. Have you thought of bringing back Natalia's or wait, what? Oh yeah, the voice thing. I could, but I think a lot of people were complaining about it because it kind of like muddied up the audio. I could consider it though. I've actually forgot how to do a lot of that stuff. I need to hire someone to just like manage my fucking stream, or not my Streamlabs, but my OBS, because I actually don't. I've forgotten a lot of this shit. But yeah, man, fuck, man. There's so many things that I want to bring back that I've lost from switching computers and everything. It's actually really funny that you reminded me of that, man. I completely forgot about that. Holy shit. In a true OG, whenever you talk about Natalia. Oh my god. All right. Frozen Fire says short medium term targets on GRT USD. Thanks, sir. All right, let's check this one out. GRT. This is the graph. Okay, great name for a derp token. Okay, and you're looking at short medium term. Not really something. It's not really something akin to short medium term on something that has only been around for a few months here. I guess like 4 or 5 months. Looking to me like it wants to pop up here alongside the rest of the market. 167 is going to be an area of interest, and then 190 is going to be an area of interest. Long term, I'd be very bullish with any sort of a closure above 213. 213 that is. But I do. I do. It's like the guy from fucking what was it? The Burger. What's the fucking Nickelodeon show with the burger? Does anyone remember this shit? Or am I just going crazy? The burger, what a burger? What the fuck? Does that yeah, Keenan and Kel. Yeah, that's it. Fucking stupid. Anyways, looking at this right here. Yes, I do favor the upside right now, at least for the short term. Looking at 4 hour TSI turning up, looking at 12 hour TSI also turning up freshly, by the way, as well. Yeah, I do think that this one's got a little bit of short term upside here. Again, with those targets in mind, I would be very bullish above this region right here. Again, 215 we'll call it, but one thing before the next. And you did ask about short and medium term targets, not long term targets. All right, five guys. Yeah, Good Burger. That's it. Good Burger. Bob's Burger. Bob's Burger. The fucking characters in Bob's Burger like really turn me, like it's very off-putting to me for some reason. Gringens. God damn it. Is that your real name? Because that is so fucking cool that you have like a Harry Potter name, man. Good day, Krown. Thoughts on ARUSD 4 hour daily? Okay. Huobi. Oh Jesus. All right. We're going deep into the fucking derp drawer today. Arweave. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's a character in Lord of the Rings, but bullish as hell. Bullish as fuck. I'd be looking for a short-term move to basically the prior high. Does this thing continue on from there? Probably yes. I mean, this is a strong move. Very strong move. Daily TSI about to cross up above the bullish buy zone as this one does essentially just continue with trend. Yeah, I'm bullish on this one. Looking for the prior high, 33.3, and then very likely new highs after that. Satoshi, hey, appreciate that, Satoshi, but feel free to drop a message too, man. Let me see if I can find a message from you, but it looks like no, unfortunately. Man, that's well, appreciate that, man, but feel free to have a chat too. Brizzy B says your take on INPX. Time for I think we already looked at that one. Let me just double check here. INPX. It's like, oh, this is a real stock on NASDAQ. Nope, it's a real stock that only goes fucking down. Jesus, man. God damn. God damn. Hold on, let's see this one. This one's down literally 100%. Hey, there you go. You used to trade at what the fuck? What the fuck? Something's happened here. Something's happened here. $2,606,000 all the way down to $1.35. It's literally down 100% almost. Fucked. It's gone, man. It's gone. All right, let's see. Okay, I think we got a few more here. Drink up, sir. I am actually I could go for a little bit of drink. All right, sippy sip time. Hey, what's up, Marcello Dennis? I see you, sir. Up only. I actually do like Up Only TV. Crypto Kobe or Crypto Cobain, I think is really. He's he kind of plays around a little bit, but I also think he's quite knowledgeable and actually really, he's actually just a good person, man. I saw a video of him where he rated like some Twitch streamer who had, I think, no followers, no viewers, no nothing, who had been streaming for like, hours playing some tunes. And it was actually like pretty good, it's not my type of music, but pretty entertaining nonetheless. And he rated his stream with his massive following, which means that like he basically just threw him a lot of viewers, and then they just started donating him like $80,000 or something like that. It's like, all right. Doing good things, doing nice things. I like that. And also his partner Ledger seems like a very reasonable guy as well. I don't know as much about him, but seems very, very reasonable. All right, let's see. What else do we have, baby? What else do we have? Tokyo Channel says, could you take a look at, oh yes, USD yen. Okay, I think I have that one on my list. Or do I have that one? No, I don't. We'll just go over here then. Do it the old fashioned way. Why not? Easy enough. Let's see. We'll go to this one. Coming back down into range, I would be looking for a bounce here, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. Ultimately, though, this is the monthly. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly's a breakdown, but I would be looking for a bounce first. Probably bounce back up to like 108.5, maybe a little bit more. But ultimately, I do think that this one does have some more downside. I think we identified this as a swing failure pattern last week when you asked about it. And so while there's going to be ebbs and flows within this, I do think that ultimately this one very likely does come down into, May. But I would be looking for a bounce off this region first and foremost. Now, there is one way for me to get very, very bullish on this one, Tokyo Channel, and it's not going to be something very helpful. I'm going to give you a very unhelpful analysis right now, but I would get massively fucking bullish on this thing if next month, May, this thing even just ticks above this month or last month high, which is pretty much one and the same, basically like 110, we'll call it 110.8. If it does anything like that, I'm going to be humongously bullish on this thing. Medium term targets 113 and 3/4, and long term targets are going to be basically the prior high over here, like 122 to 123. But that could be like years away. But that would make me massively bullish. So it is an easy, it is an easy long term identification of a trade here. At the very least, I do think it's worth a short term bounce here. Again, anywhere around that 108.5 to 109 region is kind of fair game, but I do reserve a little bit of skepticism on the higher term timeframes as it is right now, especially going into this next monthly. All right, Zatino Radio says Forest Plus. What the fuck? Forest Plus. Forest Plus. I know. Burn the Rainforest. He's a great guy. Really interesting guy. Let's see. Oh. Josh says, happy Monday. Oh my. Ethereum Bitcoin daily weekly shortest break ever. You're back. He's back in it. He's fucking back, baby. We got Josh back in the game. But I was able to leave my day job this year to be dedicated to only generating income via trading. No complaints. My fucking man. I like it. Taking some time off and rewarding yourself. That is the way, sir. Ethereum Bitcoin, I'm massively bullish on, actually. I think this is probably one of the easiest charts here. Now, admittedly, this could have, you know, a very easy, or sorry, a pretty nasty downside range, to be fair. But I'd look at any sort of a move, and I'm not even saying that this move's going to happen, but any sort of move down to like 4.4, 4.5 million satoshis, major opportunity there. Long term, I'm looking for, or not even long term, medium term, I'm looking for 6 million satoshis or just below 6 million satoshis. Long term, I'm looking for probably even, well, at least 7.25 million, but probably 8.5 million long term. One of the best charts as far as like a long-term accumulation goes, all the way from September 2018 to where we're at right now, literally just freshly breaking out and completing the reversal on the uptrend on the weekly. I really like this chart. Really like this chart, actually. Monthly is powerful as all hell. Again, monthly, I wouldn't be surprised to see it next month at about 5.5 million satoshis. Monthly RSI, really nice. Really nice. Monthly TSI just barely fucking grazing above the bullish buy zone too. So yeah, to put it bluntly, I like it. It's looking good, man. Hey, what's up, Pedro? There he is. Tel B3 on daily. Okay, what is this? Tel B3. Is this a thing? Telebros? Whoa. Oh, this is like a Brazilian stock. All right, let's check. Let's see what this thing's got. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Pedro, what the fuck is this, man? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is 1 month to be fair, but it looks like, holy shit. What the actual hell? Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, you did ask about a daily. Bless you, sir. This is kind of a bouncy area right here, to be fair, but man, I would stay away from this thing like the fucking plague. Avoid this thing like the goddamn plague. Yeah, this thing actually dumped, it looks like, in just 1 day. Wait, what the fuck? What? Oh, that's the moving average. No, it just opened lower. Did it have like some sort of a stock split or something? Maybe it might not be that dastardly. It might have just been like a split or something like that. Because to have that move in 1 day, like, either, I don't know, someone fucking died or everyone died. Everyone died. And the price died too. Not a laughing matter, obviously, but something severely strange has gone on there. So either some sort of a split, or if I had to guess, like something just god awful has happened. To be fair, it is kind of in a bouncy area though. For what it's worth. For what it's worth. But this thing is, oh God. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Abbott Dynamics says, "Thank you, sir. That answer was perfect." Okay, cool. Okay, so that was what you were that was what you were talking about. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. As you know, when you read text and everything, some things kind of get lost in translation. So I always want to make sure, like, if someone's asking what can be perceived as like a more complicated question, I want to make sure that like I actually understand what the fuck they're asking to begin with. So it sounds like we're on the same page, which is cool. Lego My Ego says, "Hi Krown, what's up, sir? Can you take a look at AMC?" Okay, AMC, like the movie company. Movie company, right? Yeah, there we go. They're probably doing really well during this whole coronavirus dump times, right? Looks like it wants to make a move to the upside. I do like the higher lows right here. Yes. Would I agree with you? We're on a weekly right now. Let's go to the daily as you asked for specifically. Yeah, I do favor the daily short term. Daily does have some hidden bullish divergence, plus even regular bullish divergence, plus daily TSI curling around the bullish buy zone. Yeah, I do favor the upside here. Probably a short term target back up towards about 11.5 to 12, and a more long term target at the top of this at the top side of this range. Above here, I would be bullish for an actual trending move, but I am. Well, yeah, I would be bullish for a trending move if that happened, just point blank period. But that remains to be seen. Anyways, I will move on. Let's see, Tony. God damn it, Tony, I missed you. Hold on, I got you. Hey, can you check out how is highly esteemed technology FTT USD? Actually, I do happen to know that this one is quite highly esteemed, seen as it is an exchange token. Let's check it out over here on Binance, I suppose. As they kind of go hand in hand, they are in bed with each other now, aren't they, Mr. CZ and SBF? Looking good here on the higher low, hidden bullish divergence. I typically love this setup. Short term, I'd have a target right around 53, which it's pretty much at already. Medium term, I'd have a target at the prior high at about 57 or just below 57. And is this usually going to line up towards a continuation move? Yes, typically yes. So I do think that the weekly probably has one more drive here at the very least, but it is getting very, very frothy. You already know that, but do I think that it has one more drive in it? Probably yes. Probably yes. All right, Nate. Hey, what's up, Nate? Yo, Krown, can you check out ABIO on the bi-monthly? Okay, the ABIO. Okay, Arca Bio. Wow. Oh fuck, man. I hate biofarms. I hate biotechs. I hate those things. Oh god, man. Holy fuck. Oh, this is why I hate them, baby. They just go straight. This one just goes straight down. But these things, okay, while this thing has gone straight down, and you know, it certainly does not deserve your respect. What I have learned about biotechs, another 100% downer as well. What I have learned about biotechs is that they can pump out of nowhere. You know, if they have like some sort of a phase 3 drug trial and it, you know, gets successful or whatever the hell they're trying to do. I don't know this stock specifically. They can have some face melting pumps out of nowhere. But you already know my opinion on this thing, man. I don't want no piece of this. Fucking awful. Okay, so you are looking at it bi-monthly though, so we will look at it just to see. Can you check it on the bi-monthly? I think this is a very strong time on higher term time frames. Very strong if you hate money. This is rather interesting though. You don't see this too often. RSI is literally flat. How does that happen when it just goes straight down? That is so very bizarre. Oh man. Hey, what's up, Alejandro? Eric, honey, it's your mom here. What the fuck? Now, would you be a deer and it's Alejandro, and take a look at CTSI USDT? Okay, CTSI USD. What the hell is this thing? Cartesi? Oh fuck. My voice is not prepared. Hey, but it ain't bad. It ain't bad, man. Again, very similar to a lot of the other charts that we've seen. We see that same hidden bullish divergence over here. I'd be looking for a short-term move, probably back up to the prior closing highs here at about 65, 66 cent region. Could that set it up for a trending move? I would look for a trending move if you do see the daily TSI turn up in tandem with that. But for now, just a short-term, medium-term move implied. God damn, these charts are just they are fucking dime a dozen at this point. These newer charts. Let's see. Stalactier says, I'm doing some dumpster driving today. All right. Can we take a look at Dragon USD on the daily weekly? Sure. DRGN. Okay. And we got, wait, what, okay. I'm going to, oh no, jeez. Yeah. Crypto, this is the Disney coin, right? That's what everyone was telling each other back in the day. Daily and weekly. Oh, wow. It doesn't look so bad on Bittrex, but problem with this is that I happen to know that this one does have a longer history and it's not being shown. I guess wasn't on this exchange, but for the information that we do have here, it's actually not bad. It's actually not bad, and you probably already know that. At least for the weekly, looking at it daily, same chart as we've been seeing across the board here. Some regular bullish evidence, all but confirmed, and I'd say that any sort of a closure above the daily 21 today, you're going to see that be confirmed, plus daily TSI turn up. It's basically the signal that I just kind of pointed out on the other one. I'd be looking for basically the same thing. A move around your prior time high very likely does turn into another trending move to the upside. This is rather constructive for the information that we do have, for what it's worth. Rose production, VET, Ethereum. Okay, all right, we'll do it. We'll do it, sir. We'll do it. Fuck it. We'll do it on Binance. And what the fuck? Down, actually. I'd be looking for this one to trade a little bit downside here. Come back down short term towards about 6,700. Again, I don't really feel too compelled by these sorts of pairings. I'd rather look at it versus Bitcoin. But since you specifically asked about it, I mean, we do technically have some bearish divergence going on right here, right? We do have lower highs on RSI and higher highs on price action. This is technically not confirmed as a local high just yet, but if I had to call it right now, I think that it very likely does. This is more opinion rather than actual analysis, just because you're trading one shitcoin, illiquid shitcoin, versus another illiquid shitcoin on a shit exchange. I mean, well, Binance is probably the best exchange right now, so I shouldn't call it a shit exchange. But to be fair, I mean, this very likely does come down here. If I had to guess, 6,000 satoshis and lower. Especially if Ethereum gets going here too. I do look at this one as on this pairing probably topped out. But again, should I be saying that in this environment? I mean, VET has been one of the better actors here, as Josh knows. And I've been looking at it for him for a while now, so it's like I shouldn't really discount it. But should I make an excuse for it or not? I don't feel that way. No, I do think that this one does come down from here, to be honest with you. Red HVP plus bearish divergence on weekly RSI. I have to be bearish off that. I should be looking for this as a macro high right here, if anything. So I'll leave it at that. But I'd rather be looking at like a Bitcoin or US dollar pairing at the very least for an altcoin, just because they're already like obscure enough, right? I think we got the last one right here, Mr. ED, and this is perfectly at my dinner time too, so this is actually excellent timing. Hi mate, hope you're well. Hey, hope you're well too, man. Can you please have a look at Hi-Fi Finance, MFT, overall short and long term? Okay, so it's a symbol MFT, this thing right here. Oh wow, oh no, it's this thing over here on HIT BTC. Okay, this is going to be This is going to be very, oh, motherfucker. Very bad. Look, man, we've seen a lot of altcoins that have actually been acting relatively well today. This one, not so much, and I'm inclined to not be as lenient towards it. But again, the market does move together, to be fair. So here's what I would say. Look, I'd be incredibly fast to switch over to bearish on this one, but I suppose you could make an excuse for it as long as it remains above this horizontal right here, basically 0.0147. As long as it acts above there, I do favor the upside and would have tentative targets towards the 200 simple here at about basically 2 cents or so, a little bit above 2 cents to be fair. Short-term targets would be around about 1.75 cents. But again, the second that it breaks this level to the downside on a 2-hour or 4-hour closure, I would get very bearish, looking for a retest of the lows and probably new all-time lows after that. But for right now, I would go with the market analysis over individual analysis. So with that said, guys, that's going to be a really great place to kind of leave it off for today, because it's perfect timing for myself, and my voice is starting to get a little bit shaky right now. Bitcoin, again, a little bit of a short-term time frame, sideways range, I imagine. Medium-term time frames, I'm still looking for continuation of the upside. High-term time frames, I'm still a bit skeptical here, but there's always way forwards. And more importantly with this, again, if the 2-day does confirm hidden bullish divergence here, which again will happen with any sort of a closure above 52,200, that is, or 150 if you want to be super exact, then yes, I would be looking for a targeted region somewhere around $56,000 to $58,000. And over the next few days, probably not going to happen like today, or then again, anytime that I fucking say that, it does. So fair enough. Anyways, I'd look for that closure to kind of judge the next sort of upside targets. For right now, I don't really have a strong opinion on the short-term timeframes. Generally speaking, though, I'm looking for continuation from here. And of course, I would get very bearish on Bitcoin once again with any sort of a 2-hour or even hourly closure below 51.5, we'll call it. So with that said, I want to wish everyone well. It's been an absolute pleasure. And with that said, take care and hopefully see you soon.